Well, hey, family, I'm Dakari Middlebrooks, one of your hosts from Faces from the Mount, and I'm so excited because this is a special edition of Faces from the Mount. You know why? It's Women's History Month, and I'm so excited because I have my co-host here, Jasmine Merriweather. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Dakari?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us. It wouldn't be right without having you.
Thanks for having me.
I'm telling you. Listen, there wouldn't be a point of me doing this show without having amazing women on the panel to have this discussion today. And guess what? I have Brooklyn Sawyers Belk. Yes, an amazing attorney, somebody that you need to know. And she's going to tell you all about why you need to know her in a second. Thank you for being with us today. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Mrs. Belk, I am so excited to hear more about your current role. What are you doing right now? What does it mean to the community and to you?
Thank you so much. I work for the city of Knoxville, Tennessee, for the Knoxville Police Department. I am the first deputy chief of professional standards. And what that means, in essence, is there's a chief of police and he has an assistant, and then there are 4 deputy chiefs. And this position was created to be the 4th deputy chief. I'm the first person to ever hold the role. I'm the only person of color currently on the command staff, the executive leadership team. And the idea behind the position is to ensure that the police department knows and is upholding the highest constitutional and criminal law standards we have in the country. And in turn, I hope that that tells the community that their rights will be prioritized and protected.
I'm really curious. There's this book that I read a while ago called More Than Enough by Elaine Welteroth. And there's this principle called FOD, first, only, and different. And you recently were named the first ever deputy chief, right, in Knoxville, the police department. Can you tell us more about that position and what that means to you?
Thank you. The mayor of the city of Knoxville and the chief of police approached me about coming on board with the police department. I've practiced law for almost 20 years, and I've worked with law enforcement in various capacities, but never inside of the police department. They asked me to join them in this new role, making me the only African-American person to serve on the city's police department's command staff.
Well, how does something like that happen, right? How did they find you? What were you doing prior?
Well, I spent much of my career working for the United States Department of Justice as a federal prosecutor. I worked in Knoxville and Nashville doing that work, trying cases. I also have worked part-time for the University of Tennessee, the state's flagship university for the College of Law, as a part-time professor. So I'm known in the community. I serve on several boards and had worked with the mayor over the years. Ironically, our daughter interned for her last year, and we'd had numerous interactions, and I had a chance to be introduced to the police chief, and they came to ask me to bring my services to the police department.
Wow. So what is it about law and law enforcement that just attracted you to that field?
Well, it goes back to childhood. You guys seem very young to me, but we'll keep ages out of this. But growing up, there was a sitcom called The Cosby Show, and it included Claire Huxtable, played by Felicia Rashad, and she was this beautiful African-American attorney. And I grew up watching her, I admired her, and I desired to be like her when I grew up. And being first generation, I wasn't sure about how to get there, but by the grace of God, had the opportunity to go to law school, and I've been practicing for the last almost 20 years.
You know, I want to talk about something that's vastly hard, and that is African Americans and our low levels of trust with the police department, right? We know recently we've just dealt with Tyree Nichols. Then there's the Eric Garners, George Floyd's. What are some of the things that you're going to talk to the police department about in order to help us create better communal relationships with our police departments?
Thank you so much for asking that. Obviously, what happened to Tyree Nichols should not have happened. I was so bothered by that as a human being, a professional, a woman, a mother, and a mother of 2 Black sons, that I felt compelled to travel to Memphis and go to the funeral. That should never have happened. And in this role, I hope that I can help bridge the gap. There's a great disconnect between those who serve the community and the community. And one way to address that is immersing law enforcement in the community so they get to know you and your family We have more in common than we do different if we just give each other an opportunity and a chance. Being accountable to the community is very important, and it also leads to transparency. You are more likely to trust people who you've had a relationship and
Absolutely.
engaged with in positive times, not just in times of trouble.
You know, there are little African American girls right now watching this. They probably have never heard of the position, right? But they may want to be an attorney.
Yes.
They may want to be vice president of the
Yes.
United States. Can you share a message to them about aspirations and things that they can achieve? Let them just hear from you.
Well, I'm grateful for that opportunity. I want to encourage each of you that you can be anything you want to be. Do not allow your current circumstances or situations, the limit of your financial resources or the people around you, to limit how big you dream. You've got great role models all around you, from Kamala Harris, our vice president, the first African American female to hold that role, to Dr. Stephanie Hill Walker, your only first lady. Look to people whom you want to emulate, understand their story, what they did to get where they are, and then do everything that's within your power to copy those things. And if you stay the course in faith, you will get where you're trying to go. Don't lose hope.
Wow.
Stay the course in faith.
Well, thank you so much again for being a part of Faces from the Mount. We're hoping that we can do this again. We can have you come out and do some type of series for our college students and those that are interested in law. But I'm excited to have you, Jazz.
Thank you. I honestly, sitting next to you, you're a living, breathing story of history happening right now. And so all the young women, everyone watching is just going to be touched by the story. And I can't wait to see for the world to see it.
Thank you. I'm inspired by each of you and the service that you provide, not only to Mount Zion, but the community. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today.
Well, guys, this has been an amazing conversation, and we're hoping to catch you next time on Faces from the Mount. Take care.